This video will be a narrative-driven story on one side and explanatory on the other. What's up guys, I'm Kosmos, welcome back. This player absolutely won this fight, so I had to ask for more duels. That's how you get good. Fortunately, he agreed to do duels. A lot of duels. What technique should I implement now to beat this guy? Oh, he's here. So we had a follow-up rematch after my loss, and this is where things hit off. This duel blasted a chain reaction for a long session of sweaty toxic duels, or fun to some. A duel gave a birth into another duel, a long 2-hour session of non-stop sea of sweat. Your host, Kosmos, will narrate the story, and Iron Chick will commentate over the duels and analyze how each player played and should have played.
Cannot match my aura.
We kept going at each other at the smoldering church. He was resilient and innovative with his builds. I summoned him again. Here we can see him utilizing a dangerous build. Backhand blades and offhand rack. A mistake done by Kosmos is mashing out of hit stun. This would have been not a mistake if Kosmos mashed during the backhand blade attack, as his weapon, the great katana, can hyper armor through it, but Kosmos got the rack attack, so he had to roll. This backhand blade is dangerous and can damage you very extremely, so avoiding getting hit is a priority. After some duels and the spilling of blood at the church, we decided to go to the ultimate dueling area. This area is best used for dueling and it's the best place for dueling. Follow me. They call it the SV Arena, or as known as Stormvale Arena. From the Grey scene previously, through these corridors you shall find it. Here, a lot of blood has been spilled and many players unbeknownst became known legends. Souls PvP was never about open areas, and this place is an enclosed sweat locker. Squared and claustrophobic, you either run into walls or into your demise. The etiquette here is to break the boxes and then duel. Duel. My opponent starts off with the best weapon in the game, Claws of Night. Not only it has major damage, but a myriad of moveset, and the proc of bleed is the cherry on top. Jumping attacks makes the weapon very dangerous, and procs bleed very easily, and the damage is so high, so we have to avoid all the attacks here. My opponent is utilizing everything in his hand, trying to win. This is a very toxic duel. Keep pressure, keep attacking, and the great katana is a very good choice against any type of setups. He feels the pressure, tries to run away, and then switches to the rack. It has so much hyper armor, and it's a very toxic weapon too. Kosmos is trying to blend in his animation, trying to get a roll catch. It appears difficult. This player knows how to move and how to roll exactly at the time of the attack. Anyways, you can stun lock the Rakshasas at the perfect time. During its sweep attacks, Kosmos does a bait and finishes off the duel. You have to run back again for other duels to refill health bar and flask tears. Stormvale is worth going back to always, the enclosed fight for your life arena, but watch out, you might slip. You need to witness true sweatiness. This game for the naked eye is only L2 and mashing R1, but behind the curtains and under the tables there is undiscovered golden treasures of skills. The majority of the community does not know about the PvP concepts, such as spacing, not mashing, and for example, how to effectively use an ultra great sword or even a heavy thrusting sword. I am Kosmos. I will lead the way into true PvP with the collaborations such as Shagworth and many other PvP players. The duels is where PvP is at. The peak, the ultimatum, the omega is duels. It's where you will get good, find thyself great players to duel, and in time you will learn the basics and absorb the knowledge that has been festering into the sponge of these experienced opponents you fight. But I digress. Kosmos went back to fight the blue blah 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 blue guy, this time expecting more sweaty toxic duels. What will it be?
You have to kill this guy also before any duel.
The sweatier the duel, the longer it takes. The better the player, the harder the win. Some players scratch on broken setups, armor, and shields, whereas others like to use sleep grease on non-arcane builds and wear university armor because it looks good. I see you there, sleep guy. I'm not playing my best here, but I do what I gotta do. The Claws of Night is very deadly and you cannot trade with it, and the opposing player can just spam projectiles from a far distance, and if you get near you will get slashed and mashed to soft potatoes. And I'm using the bleed grease to apply pressure. But let's talk about spacing. I don't do great spacing here, but the concept is there. To highlight what spacing is in simple pure words, avoid getting hit and hit back in close range without rolling. It's a fundamental concept that if you understand enough, you will be a formidable player. If your attacks aren't masked, it's easy for the player to avoid and roll through it. You can mask your attacks by doing some blending movements or just by playing so unpredictably. Notice here I attack even before he comes at me because it's so unpredictable that it catches him off guard. Landing hits on a good player might take long time and effort. Patience is the key. And if you really don't enjoy this type of sweaty gameplay of waiting so much time to win a duel, then you will probably lose. Because competent players feed off loss of patience and recklessness of their opponents. I'm not doing a great job here of landing so many hits. The guy is using a top meta weapon, he knows how to roll, yet I managed to make his health low and he himself made my health low. So now it's a game of who throws first. It got miserably sweatier each second went by. Blood painted the walls and sweat made riverbeds over the faces. It was tedious, yet enjoyable. Honey is sweet, but you will get stinged if you near it. Will that stop the iron shake? Nay! I shall prevail like the clouds above me and destroy my competition. Mark my words, you shall die! Kosmos felt tired, so I had to replace him. I had to fight the enemy. It was a cesspool of bloody duels that only got more intense to a point of no return. It was said before, the iron shake, don't break. Somehow, against all odds, iron shake prevails. Always use the best setup that is best for you, that you've been practicing with a lot of time. The chances of you winning outweighs the enemy. Don't mercy anyone, be aggressive, as players tend to use heals or buff while at range of your blade. Scythe is a great choice to master. It's not toxic and is usually associated with higher skilled players, and it will teach you a lot of things. One of them is forcing you to space very surgically and utilize fast facade combos. The Scythe apparently isn't a great choice against players who have high roll reactions, but still, if you try enough you'll prevail even with a setup that is not optimal. Here is a case where I use my favorite weapons that I am confident with that I will win 100%. Because I played with these weapons so much time, I know how to roll catch and I know when to attack and when to move and when to do any kind of movements with this setup. It's a crazy setup. Always remember, hyper armor is your friend. You can win any match with hyper armor. A great case of discipline against a fully meta armored tank versus a guy with just a katana using grease, sleep grease, which is not viable, and winning very successfully against this fully meta guy, streamer, guy. And the guy, notice how I'm lost of words. Like this guy, when he was attacking this Lone Prince guy, did not talk anything about the net. After he got smashed, he started saying about the net, starting giving excuses. Iron Shake is as dangerous with dual colossals as he is with the Great Sword. Utilizing a Great Sword is very effective, and you can nullify every weapon, every attack, and every playstyle with this kind of hyper armor. This weapon is so busted, you just hyper armor everything, and if you know how to roll cash, then you are the most OP player, man. But there's a catch using the Ultra Great Sword. You can be backstabbed easily, and if your opponent uses a dagger or a fast weapon, then the advantage of this Ultra Great Sword goes away and goes to your opponent. Because it's very slow, man. Their murder spree, never ending. Their bloodthirst, never quenched. These players kept going, kept attacking. They used the Ultra Great Souls. Their war cries can be heard all over the lands between. Their battle techniques, immaculate. They use the best techniques, the best blending, and the best type of playstyles. Who will win? Now, it's not even about winning. It's about the battle itself. It's about the duels. It's about the passion to fight. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a fiery glow over the sacred battleground, two warriors stood amidst the remains of their fierce duel. The air crackled with tension, a testament to the relentless clashes that had echoed through the lands between. With swords still gleaming and armor battered, Iron Shake took a step forward, their eyes reflecting both admiration and resolve. He said, "You've pushed me to my limits, my worthy adversary. Each strike, each parry has forged a bond between us, a rivalry that has tested the very fabric of our strength,
It got miserably sweatier each second went by. Blood painted the walls, and sweat made riverbeds over the faces. It was tedious, yet enjoyable. Honey is sweet, but you will get stinged if you near it. Will that stop the Iron Shake? Nay! I shall prevail like the clouds above me and destroy my competition. Mark my words, you shall die!
So guys, this was the first video of the series, story time. See you on the next one. This is the end of the video. Subscribe, like, share, and please, man, tell me if you like the video and the concept and the narration or the voice and the music and everything. Please, please, please tell me your opinions in the comments. See you in the next one. Outro in 1, 2, 3. Join me in this adventure as we grow in forever brilliance and magnificence.